Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Bienvenidos a la Universidad de Nuevo México para ustedes que no son de aquí. And for those of you who are here, it's beautiful to see you all. I had the opportunity to sit in the lobby and just listen to you walking past me and talking so excitedly about your research and the graduate programs that are here to talk to you and the opportunities. I heard one girl forcing her friend to go talk to the table from Guadalajara about the programs that they have there, and that's what we do in McNair. We find opportunities and we push our friends to go do them as well, and we flourish. So I'm so honored to be here among you. In 2001, I was a McNair scholar, and I was able to research how we can better educate teachers to work, especially with our diverse student populations here in Nuevo Mexico, and especially with our kids that come from underrepresented backgrounds. And from there, I was able to meet a man by the name of Dr. David Slocum, who was doing a program for minority scholars who were going to pursue the doctorate at the university, or New York University. He attended a presentation that I did through McNair, a conference, and he invited me to apply there, and that took me to New York for a summer, and it took me to my graduate studies, ultimately. So I just want to applaud you all for what you're doing. The fact that you're here is so encouraging to me. And now, as an assistant professor, I strive, as Ricardo said, to do what we've been put here to do, right? So the title of my talk is, "This is what fighting looks like. Surviving and thriving in institutions that were not built with us in mind." So if we look around us, we are people who come from people who have fought very hard to be in these spaces. We come from people who have fought historical erasure in boarding schools. We come from people who have walked out of classrooms because they weren't getting the education that they deserved. We come from people who have worked with their hands and with their backs and have pushed us into school and asked that we get an education that claims dignity for our entire family. We come from people who oftentimes had to fight to exist, have had to fight for our language, have had to fight for our dialects, have had to fight for voice, for land, for citizenship, for sovereignty, and in the words of Jimmy Santiago Baca, have had to fight for a place to stand. And we are here, and this is what fighting looks like. And oftentimes in academia, we have to fight for the validity of knowing in ways that often run contrary to what we're taught that knowing or research looks like. We fight to know in ways that are connected to our histories, connected to our ancestors, connected to intuition, to know in ways that are connected to our body, to research and do incredible work like the young people at my table were telling me about, to conduct research that is not the means to contain and to dominate, but research that matters to our communities, research that empowers our communities, where we go back to those places that have made us, those places that have formed us, and we research the knowledge spaces that exist there and how we can learn from them and recreate them. And so this is the contour of our battle. These are the contours. In being here, in being in these spaces of academia, when we come from people who have fought to exist at all, we heal the generations of those who come before us. We bring our whole selves. That is what fighting looks like. We bring our whole selves alongside the incredible research that you all are doing, the state-of-the-art work that you're doing. We also bring our parents and grandparents and our ways of knowing that have historically been vanished and that still have to fight for validity in these dominant spaces. We fight to conduct work that matters. We stay up late because oftentimes we have to know twice as much. We have to translate our work not only in the academic realms, but we have to translate it when our tios and tias ask us, so what is it that you do again? What are you doing? We will tell her. And we translate it there, and we translate it to our friends, and we translate it in those academic spaces, and we remind ourselves why being here matters. And so that is also our fight. And we fight by not pretending that this battle does not continue to rage on. We fight in other ways as well by continuing to advocate for these spaces, but what you are doing is fighting. And it's so important that we recognize that. You are warriors in our continued fight for representation, for voice, and to change the face of academia. And so in this battle, we must feed ourselves. And it looks like the lasagna has come out, so there's that. But feed yourselves too on your own histories. Root yourselves in the histories of not only oppression, but those who have resisted and fought against oppression, because we are here because of those people as well. Join with others who fight similarly. Join with others who you recognize the battle in their eyes as well. Keep the door open for others. Pull your friends in with you. Push your nephews and your nieces and your children. It is not enough that we come to these spaces. We must leave the door open and encourage others to follow as well. We must help each other to quiet the voices in our heads and sometimes elsewhere that tell us that we are not enough, that we don't know enough, that we must be different from who we were raised to be in order to exist in these spaces. I'd like to share with you a quote by Denise Chavez, who is from Las Cruces. She's an author and a playwright and a mero Chicana, and a friend of mine. And she says in a book called Loving Pedro Infante, she says, it's about our ancestral yearnings, the ones who have come before, who have urged us onward. She said, we're fulfilling the destiny set for us by those who came before, by the multitudes whose black and white dreams have allowed us to dream in color, whose misery, grief, longing, and hopes have fueled our tomorrows. And when I look out at you, these beautiful faces looking back at me, I see not only you, but I see your parents and your grandparents and your tios and your tias and all of the people who have fought to put you here. And I see the legacy of McNair. And I'm standing here as the legacy of McNair, and you sit also as the promise of McNair. And that is how we fight. And so in this battle, look around you. You all are warriors in this fight alongside me. Look around you, I'm serious. I'm not being rhetorical, look around you. This is what fighting looks like. And so we lock our arms, we claim our space in the long legacy of those who have done battle. We arm ourselves in love and in our history and in our research and in all of the things that we know and all of the things that we're going to know. We nourish ourselves. We don't ever forget where camp is. And we keep marching. It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you. God bless.